Hey, it's me again. Just doing sort of a quick week 3 update. Um, I missed 2 workouts this week, mostly because I was working 15, 16-hour days and I was just exhausted. I'd come home, eat, and fall asleep right away. So it was a pretty hard week, but I still lost 5 pounds because I really didn't eat much either, which is pretty good. Yeah, I feel pretty good, and physically at least. And so, yeah, I'm doing pretty good with that. So I'm pretty happy with myself there. As far as the everything else goes, that woman still only messages me like once every couple days. But I figure, well, she's the best chance I got, so might as well stick with it. What else going on? I talked with my ex-wife recently. She has this new boyfriend, and I asked her, what does he do for you that I didn't do? And she made this big deal about how, oh, he wakes up in the morning and he's there, because every morning I went to work. But he's there having coffee with her and eating breakfast with her. And I said, well, I could have came home from work and did all that. And she said, that's the problem. You were at work, you'd come home, and then you just expect breakfast there. He helped me cook breakfast. Like, well, I could have helped you cook breakfast. Like, yeah, but by the time you got here, it would have been too late because I'd be hungry and I'd want to eat already. I'm thinking, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had a job so we could have a house and food on the table and so we could raise our kids. I'm sorry. I know me working was a huge inconvenience to you. I worked 7 days a week and it was exhausting. And she gives me shit for it. It's like, this guy is able to sit down and have coffee with her every morning. I said, well, I don't drink coffee. She said, well, that's exactly the point. You don't drink coffee. It's something he and I can share together, that he and I can have together. I can get the coffee maker started. He can go pour us a couple cups and we can have that coffee together. And I'm thinking, well, I can pour you a cup of coffee and give it to you and I'll have my water. What difference does it make? But she acts like it was a huge difference. Like, it was a big deal. I don't know. See, I don't know what happened to her because she never seemed to have a problem with us 10 years ago when we first got married. The first day that we woke up, the day after our wedding, I went out and got us breakfast together and brought it back to her. And yet, yeah, I said, well, every time I tried to plan something for us, whether it be a night at a bed and breakfast or a night at a hotel at the honeymoon suite, or when I tried to plan a trip to Florida for us, you said no, you couldn't be away from the kids that long. And eventually, we had that argument once, and she said, well, if going to Florida was so important to you, for the two of us to go together alone, why didn't you just explain that to me? Why didn't you tell me why that was important to you? And I've been thinking about that recently. I thought, well, why should I have to? I was your husband. You were my wife. I shouldn't have to explain why I wanted to be alone with you, why I wanted to spend time with you, why I want to go on vacation alone with you. I don't think my dad ever had to explain that to my mom. I'm pretty sure her stepdad never had to explain that to her mom. But apparently that was way, way beyond her ability to understand. That somehow she could sit there and say, well, I don't know, because I didn't know you wanted to spend time with me. Like, yeah, I did. You were my wife. I wanted to go on vacation with you alone. I wanted to get away from the kids, away from work, away from her mom. And every time it was, well, you're looking at this Airbnb, it's only 1 bedroom. Where are my mom and the kids supposed to sleep? I'm like, can't we do anything alone? But apparently we couldn't. But somehow she can with this new guy. She can dump the kids on me for an entire weekend and just say, well, he and I are going to go spend time together. Like, wow, great. So I put in all this work, 11, 12 years of being a husband and 8 years of being a father, of working all the time, of trying to be a good husband and be a good father, and I get nothing from you. Meanwhile, you meet this new guy and you're running off with him for entire weekends. What a bunch of bullshit. It's so frustrating. She gets some guy who wants to spend time with her. I get a woman who, if she messaged me every day, it'd be a fucking miracle. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. I don't know. I guess I wish I was just a better person, better husband. And I don't know if I'll ever be good enough for anybody. All right. That's it.